was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. I'ma stand up for mine. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, the penultimate round of the Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Winged Sprint Car Series here tonight from the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Alex Robinson. Alex, welcome back to Apex and welcome to Cedar Lake Speedway, champion.
Cedar Lake Speedway, and you know, final race before we crown a champion next week at Knoxville. And it's weird. Tyler Shell, third quick. Braden Eiler, Clayton Tilley, they're 1 and 2.
Yeah, just looking at the the times coming through. Of course, Braden Eiler, Clayton Tilley, Tucker, Shell, Kenny Miller, the likes of Alex Bergeron. As we see Kendall Tucker on the screen right now, going to put a lap time in. He'll go third quick. 3-time World of Outlaws iRacing World Champion Alex Bergeron going to lay down a lap time. It is going to be next time by. And Tyler Schultz, well, he's made his way into the show as well. 28th quick, 11.908. Bergeron goes 5th quick here tonight. And, well, Alex, it's a bit unlike Alex, but more on qualifying here in just a moment. But I do believe that you've got a special announcement to make.
So, yes, you see a lot of drivers have hashtag strong as a Mac. Michaela Sheeb, she is 15 years old. She is battling cancer right now, having surgery on the 26th. So that is coming up. There's a GoFundMe page that is in the description of tonight. The family is in need, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Morgan is she's the niece of Brandon Morgan, who is an admin here at Apex Auto Glass. So keep that family in your prayer. And this is iRacing family, we are in need. Somebody is in need, and we are strong. So again, hashtag strong as a Mac is on a lot of these cards here tonight, and they will be showing the support for that young lady.
All right, so certainly going to a wonderful cause. And again, we keep marking our thoughts and prayers as we get set. Qualifying is done and dusted. Braden Eiler goes quick time. We'll see 5 heat races on the program. So the drivers will start on pole. Braden Eiler, Clayton Tilley, Kendall Tucker, Tyler Shell, and Alex Bergeron. I dare say that's going to be close to your top 5 for your starting grid. Speaking of starting grids, heat race number 1, Braden Eiler. For elbows up, Simsports, he'll start on the pole position. To the outside of the front row, driving the 23 for Phantom Motorsports, that is Kenny Miller.
David Allen for TSM. He will start on the inside of row number 2. On the outside, Iridium Simsports, the 79. It's Daniel Boyd.
Row 3 to the inside out of position at number 5, driving car number 7, that'll be Craig Silby. On his outside, driving the Stand United Racing car number 14 entry of Landon Cardoza. He'll line up out of position number 6. And Angel Ortega, driving car number 22, makes it to the racetrack. He will start position number 7. Alex, top 3, I dare say, going to the main event. We'll take 15 from the heat race, and then, of course, more than likely 3 B mains, if not 2 B mains. We'll have a 23 or 24 car field. And again, the penultimate round of the season, we head to, I think, what did you say, Knoxville next week for the final round.
Knoxville next week. So, will we see a repeat champion in Tyler Shell? Can Braden Eiler, Alex Bergeron, even Kendall Tucker, then can they pull an upset? Let me pull up the points. Did we update the points? Yes, we
Shell,
did.
Bergeron, Tucker, Eiler, and Hannigan.
So that is your point. So Bergeron, if he can win here tonight, and Shell has, an off night, Alex Bergeron can surely win the points. But again, first stop is here tonight at Cedar Lake. Second stop will be there. So qualifying points were in. I think both of them got at least 1 or 2 qualifying points in. And then also heat race points, feature points tonight. And here comes some points here on the line. Eiler, Miller, green flag is out.
Yeah, green flag is out. Heat race number 1 down the back straightaway. First time here in the first heat of the night. Eiler, Miller, and Allen, they run your top 3. How far can Daniel Boyd, Craig Silby? They'll battle down into turn number 1 and 2. Boyd to the outside. Silby drifts up the racetrack. Here comes Boyd back to the inside. They'll switch lanes down into 3 and 4, and Landon Cardoza as well. He's trying to make it a 3-car battle for the spots outside of a transfer position.
Landon Cardoza, you've seen him battle throughout this season. Had some strong runs, just still looking to make some shows here in that 114. Right now, he's 2 spots out with David Allen, Kenny Miller, Braden Eiler. Those 3 up front, they've been looking comfortable so far.
Yeah, they certainly have. Braden Eiler again looking to start on pole for tonight's feature event. I got to say, Kenny Miller starting to close the gap right now on Braden Eiler. But Eiler, man, they're really good through turn number 1 and 2. David Allen had some problems. And again, top 3 going straight through to the show. Daniel Boyd now starting to feel the pressure from the 114 entry of Landon Cardoza. Cardoza works to the top side. Meanwhile, Boyd, he went to the middle of the racetrack into 1 and 2. Alex 6 down, 4 to run. That time by down into 3.
Braden Eiler still out in front, but you see Daniel Boyd trying to chase down. Him and Cardoza still trying to chase down David Allen in that 0-1, but Allen has been strong around the top side. You see Miller there Going to the bottom side, the 5 of Eiler, the 23 Emma Miller. Eiler going to use all the sparks. Here comes Miller to the inside. Battle side by side. Here comes the battle for the lead.
Yeah, good battle now going on for the race lead. Eiler holds off the charge and taking the 5 machine, looking to a front row start. A pole position start in tonight's main event. White flag is out, 1 to run. For the elbows up, Sim Sports, number 5, Miller for Phantom Motorsports to the 23. Drop to the bottom side of the racetrack into turn number 1 and 2. Time starting to run out into 3. Out of turn number 4, Braden Eiler comfortable there. Checkered flag is out. Hit race number 1 goes to Braden Eiler. Second will go to Kenny Miller. Third will be Daniel Boyd. Landon Cardoza. Fourth, Craig Silby. To round out your top 5, then David Allen, Angel Ortega. Unfortunately for David Allen, well, he's going to finish back there in a 6th position. He was a driver that was inside the top 3 and was looking for an automatic transfer into the main event, but now going to have to do it the hard way. Heat number 1 results on your screen. Braden Eiler, Kenny Miller, and Daniel Boyd, your top 3. Fourth is going to be Landon Cardoza, Craig Silby, David Allen, and Angel Ortega. Heat race number 2, working to the racetrack. Clayton Tilley in the Momentum Sim Sports caliber 51 to his outside, or on the pole position to his outside, driving the number 13 machine. That is Aiden Beerline.
Row number 2 on the inside, it's going to be the 50 for TSM. It's Timothy Smith. And on the outside, the Firm Motorsports, the 10 of Leon Carver.
Row 3 to the inside, the 54. That'll be position 5 of Gunnar Harris to his outside. It's the boss for Team Outlaw Motorsports, driving the 32B entry of BJ Duval, and Remington Wade in caliber 77 will line up out of your 7th position. Now, Alex, did I read somewhere that Aiden Beerline no longer a part of OBR?
As far as I know, I don't think he is a part of OBR anymore. The car is different. I did not see OBR on the car, so I think that 13 might be a free agent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm sure someone will be able to tell me in the chat, but again, I do believe that he is no longer running for the team, so well, let's see where Aiden decides to end up if he goes anyway. He's certainly competitive, but tell you who's going to be competitive, the guy who's been on a bit of a roll the last couple of days in the 51 machine of Clayton Tilley, Alex.
Clayton Tilley, you know, if you tuned into Ultimate Dirt TV earlier tonight, he took home a win. And again, you have 2 finishers who were on that show that clocked in a podium finish here. That was Tilley and that was Gunnar Harris. And now, green flag is out and Clayton Tilley right off to the, Harris has some contact and he went way back.
Yeah, just had some contact there as Smith cloud on the backstretch wall. Gunnar Harris now into the creed. Duval going to go underneath him, and now those drivers going to fall back to position 6 and 7. Meanwhile, here comes Beerline trying to come after your race leader, the man that went second quick here tonight, Clayton Tilley, driving the Momentum Sim Sports caliber 51, but Beerline again showing some great speed down into turn number 3 and 4. Lap number 3 is in the book, 7 still to run here in heat race number 2, Alex.
That 13A has shown some speed of late this season, trying to run that top side, trying to chase down Momentum Sim Sports 51 of Tilley. But Tilley has shown that this wall is top, and you see Timothy Smith back there on the bubble spot right now with Leon Carver and BJ Duval trailing behind him.
Yeah, this entire field, what is now left of this one, 5 cars left in heat race number 2, all spread themselves out. We'll just pass the cross flag stage in tonight's second heat of the night. That is now 6 complete with 4 to run still. Clayton Tilley holds what is a 3/4 of a second lead over the 13B of Aiden Beerline, and the gap starting to extend as Tilley, man, he just looks so smooth up on the top side of the racetrack. Beerline giving it his all as now Tim Smith now works to the inside trying to close in for second.
And as you saw, it was confirmed in the comment section. Aiden Beerline he has left OBR. Sim Sports are now free agent 13A. He's looking to make a show here and show that he can do it all on his own here tonight. And man, he got some competition. Tilley in front of him and Timothy Smith behind him with the white flag in the air.
Yeah, 1 to run for your race leader. Smith now dives to the inside on Beerline, down the back straightaway for the final time, down into turn number 3 and 4. Clayton Tilley will hold off Aiden Beerline for the win. Beerline grabs seconds. Tim Smith made a massive mistake in 3 and 4, and he just caught those inside tyres, and therefore he'll still come home 3rd position. Leon Carver, BJ Duval round out your top 5. Remington Wade and Gunnar Harris. Just to confirm, Heat number 2 results up on your screen. Tilly, Beerline, Smith, your top 3. Carver, Duval, Wade, and Harris, your top 7. The back half, nearly the back half of Heat Racing action. Heat race number 3, driving the Swindell Speed Lab 00 machine. Kendall Tucker will start on the pole position. To the outside of the front row, driving the 91, the Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators entry. That is Ernie Williams Jr.
Sean Bowers for the Firm Motorsports at 03. He'll start third on the outside. It's his teammate in the 05. It's Josh Van Manen.
Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 13. That'll be Andrew Hauser on his outside, driving the 36 entry. That is Justin Osborne, position at number 6. And your 7th and final starter, Alex, heat race number 3, driving car number 41 of Darren Hall. And have you, Alex, the update a couple of days ago, a patch this morning. Have you had much track time on the dirt side of things, or have you done any kind of track time?
Well, the only track time I've done was Phoenix. Before we got even into the broadcasting night, I ran Phoenix, a practice race for tomorrow night. But that's about it. I've been working nonstop. You know, the spring comes around, so now landscaping. We're done with the snow, so now landscaping. So I haven't been home, haven't got to test out this new build yet. But you see, the dust has kicked up a lot here in this new build.
Yeah, certainly has. We've seen that a couple of nights ago with the National Sim Racing Series at Lernerville, I think it was, and then follow that straight up by the Stars of Tomorrow. And actually, I've seen it in the 305s at Charlotte, especially in turn number 3 and 4. But speaking of 3 and 4, we are set for a start, this time by Kendall Tucker and Ernie Williams Jr. They both jump on the loud pedal. And we go green for another 10 laps down into turn number 1 and 2. Look out, Bowers caught the left rear there of Williams. Andrew Hauser sliding into position 3. They'll go 3 wide. Look at Osborne and Van Manen now. 3 wide, nearly Andrew Hauser moves into position number 3.
Andrew Hauser in that 13 machine. He is in the 3rd spot right now. But again, Bowers, Van Manen, those 2 in the 4th and 3rd spot. But Kendall Tucker, Ernie Williams Jr., watch those 2 closely as Tucker, well, he's starting to pull away already.
Yeah, Tucker already opened up a 1.5 second lead. Williams dropping down to the bottom side of the racetrack. You battle for 3, 4, 5, and now what is going to be 6 as well. So 4 cars battling it out for one final transfer position in the main event. Bowers to the inside on Hauser. Hauser comes down the racetrack. Just got caught in the slick there in the middle of the back straightaway. Here comes Hauser again to the outside. Bowers has to drive it down the racetrack. Van Manen as well. Look out, Manen into the back of Bowers, but gives me a little shot in the short from behind and a little bit of a NASCAR style bump drafting into turns 3.
A bump draft, that might have helped his teammate because they're going side by side here. 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Bowers, Hauser, and Osborne all going for this final transfer spot. Osborne once more trying to go to the inside, but Bowers holds on as we have 4 to run.
4 to go down through turn number 1 and 2 for the drivers. 3rd, 4th, 5th, Van Manen and Hauser have a little contact. Look at Justin Osborne. Just rolls the bottom side. Bowers again. He keeps the car pinned to the top side of the racetrack. He'll come to the middle down through turn number 1 and 2. Look at the run that Bowers has got on the exit of turn 2. It just slowed up just a little bit as he come off the turn when it went from tacky to slick. But man, what a race for positions 3 and 4. Tucker and Williams, they are checked. OUT, they are done with this one. 1 to go. But again, the battle between Osborne and Bowers heads off into turn number 3 and 4.
Osborne has the lead as the 3rd spot right now over Bowers. Bowers goes to that cushion once more. Watch the run out of the corner. He's right there. Osborne looks. Kendall Tucker, he said, see, I won this heat race. Ernie Williams in 2nd. Drag race to the line, but Osborne, he is going to take home that final transfer in the 3rd spot.
Wow, what a race between Osborne and Bowers down those final stages of heat race number 3. We'll take a look at those results coming up on your screen right now. Kendall Tucker dominant, 3.37 seconds over Ernie Williams Jr. in 2nd. Justin Osborne will get the final transfer position. Bowers, Van Manen, Hauser and Hall all going to preliminary action. One of the B mains on the program, but heat race number 4, your penultimate heat race of the night. Tyler Shell driving the elbows up. Simsports car number 85 will start on the pole position. He's outside. His teammate driving the 8Z of Daniel Zegers.
Jason Randolph for the Firm Motorsports for the 47 machine. He'll start 3rd on the outside. Team Outlaw Motorsports, the 17. It's Tyler Schultz.
And your final row in positions number 5 and 6 for Phantom Motorsports driving the 02 machine. Matthew Croak will start inside row number 3. And to the outside driving the Firm Motorsports car number 21. Kevin Fry will line up out of position number 6. And Alex, 6 cars On the racetrack, heat race number 3, we haven't done any predictions so far, but who is going to finish 4th in this one?
Finishing 4th on the outside looking in, I see it being Kevin Fry. You know, he's going to have to get by Schultz, Zegers, Shell, and Randolph if he wants to get into a transfer spot. I see him possibly getting by either Schultz or Randolph, but I don't see him getting in that 3rd spot to transfer.
All right, well, tell you what, just for the fun of it, for the fun and game side of things, I'm going to go Matthew Croak to finish position at number 4. Tyler Shell, great start to Randolph on the inside of Zegers now as we go down through 1 and 2. Zegers works to the middle of the speedway. Look out, there's some contact. 4, 5, and 6. Schultz, Fry, and Croak, they all make contact. Look at Randolph now. Closed in there on that Flow Racing. Elbows up, SimSports, number 8 machine. Shell, he's gone to the bottom. He's a driver that's normally been not afraid to go upstairs, but now working to the bottom side down through 3 and 4. And Zegers closes in on your race leader down into 1 and 2. And look at Randolph as well, trying to sneak up on the inside.
Randolph, Zegers, and Shell. You see them all trying different lines up. Zegers in the middle side, Randolph to the bottom, Shell up top. And here we go. Now they're going to trade spots. Shell goes to the bottom, Zegers and Randolph to the middle. And man, this track has shown it. This is why people somewhat like this track, is there's different lines to run.
Yeah, it certainly is. Right now, we've seen drivers work on the bottom side. We've seen drivers start to work the middle. Tyler Schultz running in that 4th position. Jason Randolph in the final transfer position directly into the show. Zegers and Shell run 2nd and 1st. Tyler Shell, he was very, very quick in the world of Outlaws iRacing Pro Series. He picked up a feature win at the Williams Grove Speedway. Right now, looking for a victory in heat race number 4 to start himself on the outside of the 2nd row for tonight's main event. And again, the defending Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Sprint Car champion. He was dominant last season, 9 of 10 feature wins this season. Well, not so much, but he's been pretty consistent, pretty dominant in holding the points lead 2 to run, Alex.
And he is inching closer. If he gets this heat run here, he'll be inching closer with those points to possibly locking it up. If he can get a win here tonight, and he might inch closer starting in that 2nd row. But here we go. White flag. Shell and Zegers still 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's Shell out in front at the moment, down the back straightaway for the final time. Heat race number 4 about to be wrapped up, and Shell just absolutely, he rails the cushion through 3 and 4, as does Zegers. He comes home 2nd, Randolph 3rd, Tyler Schultz in 4th. Alex, well, we're both wrong. You picked Fry, I picked Croak, and I did say that we were picking drivers that were going to finish 6th, by the way, so hashtag I win on that one. Tyler Shell, Daniel Zegers, and Jason Randolph, your top 3. Schultz, Fry, Croak, and Rumsey all going to B-Main. Final heat of the night, Alex Bergeron. A pair of Canadians on the front row. Alex Bergeron driving the Team ABR Esports caliber 12 machine will start to on the front row. Alongside him at driving caliber 021, that's Chris Seveske, position number 2.
Hayden Harvey for Vanderpool Racing. That 55 machine starts 3rd onto the outside. The 14, it's Phil Croach.
Row 3 on the inside, driving the 121 for Vanderpool Racing. That is Trevor Frank at a position number 5, and Jamie McCarran driving caliber 2 for the Firm Motorsports. He'll start position number 6, and driving the 10C at a position at number 7 for LGR Motorsports. That is Coulter West. Final heat race of the night, Alex, and I'll tell you what, we've seen some decent racing here at Cedar Lake, but looking forward to, of course, the main event. Again, the penultimate round of the series. And I wouldn't have minded if we hashtag changed to Bristol.
Wouldn't have been upset. Wouldn't be upset at all, you know. Yeah, you've seen a lot of people getting to practice in at Bristol. A lot of people want to host some races at Bristol. But for this series, I would love to see Bristol Dirt be the finale for this season.
I wouldn't. I like Knoxville too much. Bristol's going to be all on the top side. Speaking of the top side, Alex Bergeron, Chris Seveske on the top side, Bergeron on the inside, green flag is out. Say goodnight to Alex Bergeron as he's going to walk away with this one. Hayden Harvey now quickly moves into 2nd position. Seveske back to 3rd. Now look at Phil Croach and Trevor Frank. 3 wide through the 3rd and 4th set of turns. Look at Frank in the 21F machine. 3 wide through the middle again. Look out. He'll make contact there with Harvey. Frank falls back to position 5. Seveske and Croach side by side for the final transfer spot.
Oh man, as Frank got into his teammate there of Harvey, that's going to cost him a lot of time as now here comes Croach, here comes Sebeske. They're both catching up to that 55 in the second spot. But like you said, Alex Bergeron, man, oh man, the start that he had, well, it might have just run see you later already.
Yeah, he's gone. Not so much gone, but I tell you that he opens up an 8/10 of a second advantage over the Vanderpool Racing number 55 machine. The driver that has been very, very superb each and every time he hits the racetrack of Hayden Harvey. Phil Croach now under some pressure by Sebeske in the 21 machine. They'll drag race down into 3 and 4. Sebeske, well, had to take evasive action. I'll tell you what, he nearly put himself into the concrete wall. Sebeske, third and final transfer spot now. It's going to be the other 21. It's the 21F there of Trevor Frank now. He'll now look to the inside. Slide job down into turn number 3 and 4.
Frank goes as he's battling for the 4th spot here with Phil Croach. Croach up into the 4th spot. Oh, man, contact between him and Frank. Croach trying to go around. Frank takes over the 4th spot.
You got to wonder if there'll be any penalties for that one. Court the West up to position 5. Phil Croach in 6. Jamie McCarron in 7th right now. Still all 7 cars circulating. There's your race leader out of turn number 4. 2 to run the popsicle sticks around. He's got the wing tug back just a little bit right now, and you got to wonder, is he starting to do a bit of testing for the feature event later on? Because no doubt the track is going to get a slick or a little bit slicker than what we're seeing right now. The white flag is out for Alex Bergeron.
Bergeron out in front by just about a half a second over the rest of the field. And that 12 machine for ABR Esports, he's going to win your final heat race. Heat race number 5 goes to Alex Bergeron. Harvey in second.
You right, mate? Coughed up a lung, did you?
Oh, close. Sebeske in third. Oh.
All right, heat race number 5 results about to pop up on your screen here in just a second. We wait for the timing and scoring loop to finish it up. So we're going to have 23 cars in tonight's main event. Heat number 5 results. Alex Bergeron gets the win over Hayden Harvey. Chris Sebeske second. Trevor Frank in third. Colt the West, Phil Croach, and Jamie McCarron to make up the 7 cars. Alex, it'll be, I'm going to say, 10 laps the distance. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Okay, 12 laps, and the top 4 will make their way into the feature event. So this is going to line up the outside row, B main number 1, 16, 18, 20, and 22. Stand United Racing's 14 of Landon Cardoza on the pole position. To the outside, the Firm Motorsports 03 entry of Sean Bowers, position number 2.
Starting in the 3rd spot, the 21F from Vanderpool Racing, it's Trevor Frank. To the outside, it's the boss. The 32 for Team Outlaw Motorsports, it's BJ Duval.
The 21, Kevin Fry for the Firm Motorsports starts position number 5. The TSM 01 entry of David Allen will start position number 6.
Andrew Hauser in the 13. He'll start on the inside of row number 4 to the outside. It's the 14 of Phil Croach.
And your 9th and final starter, driving car number 54, that'll be Gunnar Harris. And looking at this, Alex, Trevor Frank, he's been given a EOL in this race, so he'll have to come from the back. Of course, the contact there in the last heat race with Phil Croach. And, well, he's still got a fair bit of work to do, Alex, to get into the top 4. And as it stands, BJ Duval will start on the outside of row 2, and he's got that final transfer spot at the moment.
And man, Frank now goes from being in a transfer spot to start to being in the back. He's going to have some battle, but guess what? Landon Cardoza, he leads us into turn 1 and 2 here as B main number 1 is underway.
Yeah, good run for Kevin Fry already down into 1 and 2, 3 and 4, excuse me. He'll take second away from Bowers. Duval still holds on to the 4th and final transfer position, but here comes Bowers. Looking now to the outside, Fry trying to come after Cardoza for your race lead. Bowers now to the outside on Fry. Give it to Bowers at the start-finish line, but here comes Cardoza. 1 car going into the pits. That might be David Allen, but side by side for second and third, Fry and Bowers, and yellow is out on the racetrack.
Caution flag out, and man, those 2 teammates for the Firm Motorsports going at it there for that 2nd spot.
Let's take a look. Your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. David Allen, the driver involved in this one. Keep it on that black and red 01 entry to the outside. Let's see what happens. He gets... No, I thought he might have hit the wall. He got a little loose. Trevor Frank, nowhere to go, and... Look out, look out. Man, I'm glad we didn't have any cameras down at that end of the racetrack. And backs are in, and say goodnight. David Allen upside down.
Yes, you know what? I see a familiar face. He's somewhere in that stand somewhere. I think that I saw the hair gel, so I think Jerry Vansickle is looming around somewhere in this place tonight.
Yeah, in fact, I just got a text message. Speaking of Jerry, I actually just got a text message from him saying that he's got you a good 2 6-inch wieners that you requested for. So feel free to go down and visit the guys on the exit of turn 2. You see where those tow trucks are. I believe there's some pit lizard lights over there waiting for you, mate.
Oh, I thank you. As you know, Jerry just likes to keep me fed because he knows I'm angry when I'm hungry. But who's going to be the angry ones here tonight? Not making the show again. Top 4. They're making it on. The rest of them will go home and.
And Gunnar Harris just showed a bit of right side romance to BJ Duval as they made their way down into 3 and 4, and Duval going to end up on his lid. He'll go back to the pits. He'll have to call the virtual tow truck right where they've actually requested you to be, Alex. But take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. It's normally the hashtag blame Alex, but we'll let that have a night off for tonight as we hashtag strong as a Mac. But here is your replay. Watch the 54 entry of Gunnar Harris. Just slide it in a little too much. So a 3-4 wide there for second, third, fourth, and fifth. And unfortunately, Duval is going to go back into the creek, and he's going to go upside down. I believe Andrew Hauser ended up upside down as well, so that'll take 2 cars out, another 2 cars out of the B main.
So now 4 cars again go on to the A main here tonight, and 2 cars, well, they're going to join the rest of them with BJ Duval, Andrew Hauser, David Allen in the pits and call it a night. So, you know, here's where it gets pressing, where it's going to really start, the stress is going to press, because I think it's a green-white checkered, which, if so, wouldn't be surprised with my curse. But here's where you got to make an effort to get in, and we're going to find out here with the green flag underway. Here we go, green-white checkered for B main, number 1, Landon Cardoza out in front, Sean Bowers, Kevin Fry, those two going right back at it. Those 2 teammates just looking to hold on as we're trying to go 3 wide. White flag.
Yeah, white flag is out for your race leader of Landon Cardoza. Bowers to the outside on Fry. Now here comes Frank up on the inside. They'll go into 3 and 4. Then nearly 3 wide. Cardoza will win. Second to go to Bowers. Fry third. And Trevor Frank going to hold on to the 4th and final transfer position. But there we go. B main number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is complete. We'll have B main number 2 up next, and man, I'm going to say a very, very good heat race out. Not a heat race, a B main for the first of 2 B mains on the program. Unfortunately, the likes of Phil Croach, Gunnar Harris, BJ Duval. We'll take a look at your B main number 1 results on the screen. Cardoza, Bowers, Fry, and Frank, your top 4. Croach, Harris, Hauser, Duval, Allen. Rumsey didn't even attempt to make the starting grid there. So those drivers, well, they'll have to pack it up, and we'll have to make sure they're heading towards the virtual Knoxville Raceway, the real sprint car capital of the world. B main number 2, Leon Carver driving the Firm Motorsports Caliber 10 machine will start to the pole position to the outside on the front row. In the Team Outlaw Motorsports Caliber 97, it's Tyler Schultz.
Craig Silby for the 7 machine. He'll start third to the outside. Josh Van Malen in the 05 for the Firm Motorsports.
Coulter West driving the 10C for LGR Motorsports will start position number 5, and position number 6 driving the 77 entry. That is Remington Wade.
Matthew Croak for Phantom Motorsports. He'll start 7th outside the 22. It's Angel Ortega.
Darren Hall in car 41 will start position number 9. Position number 10 driving the 2M machine for the Firm Motorsports. That is J Mac of Jamie McCarran. Final B main of the night. Alex, the final preliminary action here from the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway with a slick track. No doubt this track is going to get a reset. These drivers will have about 3 minutes of practice after this one. And again, we're going to have a fresh racetrack for the start of the main event. And no doubt it's going to get like this later on in the feature.
Well, here we go. Mr. Duval. Not Mr. Duval. Mr. Duval's already gone. Mr. Wheeler. Before we make it on, who is going to be on the outside finishing in that 5th spot?
One of 6 drivers.
I swear, every time I ask, you have to give me some smart answer. Thank you so much.
Look, it's what I do. All right, I just provide wisdom here. Coulter West. He's got a lot of work to do. Green flag is out. Green flag for the 10 entry of Leon Carver. Tyler Schultz in the 97 for Team Outlaw Motorsports. He runs second. Sylvie Van Manen. They'll nearly go 3 wide down into turn number 3 and 4. Coulter West, speaking of Coulter West, the 10C. He's dropped to position number 10 as we go yellow first time, and it involves the 10C entry of Coulter West. The hashtag blame Alex moment. Why do you do this, Alex? Why do you?
I didn't do it. Oh, well, I didn't do that. We just went 3 wide.
No, you did it. And yep, yellow is on the racetrack, and the field, again, with the caution laps counting here in tonight's B main. We're going to lose pretty much 3 laps. Just glad it's not at Bristol, actually, because Bristol you actually lose 4 laps. Unless they fix that up.
I don't know, but did you also hear that you could do pit stops?
Yes, I did actually. I was actually running a UMP modified race at Bristol yesterday, and I actually went in for a quick repair, and it gave me some right side tyres and started refueling. I was like, what the hell's going on? And next thing you know, I had to make sure they didn't take the left sides because I didn't want to go a lap down. Hey, speaking of going laps down, I know you're used to going a lap down. I believe that you've just had a couple of winners brought to you by one J-Van.
This man just likes bringing me food, especially at Cedar Lake. I mean, that kind family that brought me spaghetti, he brought that up to the booth yesterday, and now he brought me some more food. So, I mean, that man in J-Van, he is such a caring person.
I heard he brought you a couple of winners yesterday and you weren't satisfied with them, so you wanted some more. Green flag is back out for Leon Carver, Tyler Schultz, Van Manen, Sylvie now to the inside. Sylvie now going to go from 4th to 2nd. He'll get the daily double lookout. Jamie McCarran driving the turn machine. New colour, the black and blue entry. Maybe it's going to bring some luck. 3 wide down into 1 and 2.
And look, there's a new sponsor on that 97 machine, and I think it has something to do with a Mr. Wheeler there, Rocket Racing Setups. So, Mr. Wheeler, I think you have a little setup help there for that 97, and it's showing here as he's running second in his B main.
Yeah, he's trying to hold off Josh Van Manen to the inside, down into turn number 3 and 4. Van Manen got caught in the slick there, Craig. Sylvie, Jamie McCarran now 1 spot out of a transfer in the main event. Sylvie drifts up to the middle of the racetrack. Here comes McCarran, unable to get the drive there on the exit of turn 2. But again, he'll persist with the bottom side of the racetrack. But look at Tyler Schultz now gaining on your race leader with 4 to run.
Leon Carver holds on to the lead right now as Schultz. Oh, man, hold on there. As you saw him getting a little swerve in there, he still holds that top side. Here we go. Battle for the lead between him and Carver.
Schultz rockets to the race lead on the exit of turn number 2. He'll go to the top side. He'll slightly tag the concrete wall. Carver falls back to 2nd. Now Van Manen, Craig Sylvie again, still running 3rd and 4th. We've got 2 to run for your race leader of Tyler Schultz. Can he hold on? And can he start position number 17? This is going to line up 17, 19, 21, and 23 in tonight's main event. The white flag is out for Tyler Schultz. Just 2 final left-hand turns down into turn number 3 and 4. Carver's got some issues down into 3. Checkered flag is out. Schultz will win. B-main number 2, 2nd. We'll go to Josh Van Manen. Leon Carver holds on to position number 3. 4th is going to go to Craig Sylvie. And those 4 drivers will lock into the feature event later on. We've still got a 5-minute warm-up session where we'll obviously take an opportunity to step aside, pay a couple of bills. But before we do that, let's take a look at B-main number 2 results. Track has been reset. We've got a fresh racetrack for these drivers to go out and tear up. Tyler Schultz for Team Outlaw Motorsports gets the win. Josh Van Manen in the Firm Motorsports entry in 2nd. Leon Carver, his teammate for the Firm Motorsports, 3rd position. Craig Sylvie driving the number 7 machine in position number 4. Unfortunately, McCarran, Croak, West, Wade, Hall and Ortega going to find themselves getting ready to visit the Knoxville Raceway next week. The final round, season finale for the Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. Tonight, round number 9, here at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. Alex, before we take an opportunity to step aside, of course, we've got some information about why we've got the hashtag strong as a Mac on the bottom left of our screen.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, strong as a Mac, that is for Brandon Morgan's niece. That is Michaela Sheeb. She is 15 years old, battling cancer right now. Surgery coming up on the 26th. There's a GoFundMe page in the description, ladies and gentlemen. A part of the iRacing family is in need. Go help them out. And again, like everyone else in this needing time, go help out a member of our iRacing family.
All right, we'll take an opportunity right now here on UltimateDirtTV. Pay a couple of bills, step aside, roll away from the racetrack here. We'll come back in just a few moments' time. You're watching the Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Winged Sprint Car Series, round number 9 from the virtual Cedar Lake, right here on UltimateDirtTV. All right, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, coverage of the Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Winged Sprint Car Series. Your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid will go from the back to the front, lining up at a position number 23, Craig Silby. Position number 22 of Trevor Frank, and position number 21, that's Leon Carver.
Starting in the 20th spot, that's the Firm Motorsports 21 of Kevin Fry, to the inside the 05 of Josh Van Manen for the Firm.
Sean Bowles will start position number 18. Tyler Schultz will start position number 17.
16th, it's Landon Cardoza in the 114 for Stan United Racing. To the inside, the 21 from Canada, it's Chris Sabisky.
Jason Randolph will start position number 14. Justin Osborne out of position at number 13.
12th, it's TSM's 50 machine of Timothy Smith. To the inside, Iridium Sports 79 of Daniel Boyd.
Hayden Harvey out of position number 10. Daniel Zegers out of position number 9.
8th, Black Diamond Motorsports Tim Sims at 91. It's Ernie Williams Jr. to the inside, the 13A of Aiden Beerline.
Kenny Miller position number 6 and Alex Berger on position number 5.
Tyler Shell will start on the outside of row number 2. To the inside, the 00 for Swindell Speed Labs, it's Kendall Tucker.
Clayton Tilley will start position number 2, and your pole sitter for tonight's main event in car number 5, it is Braden Eiler. Ladies and gentlemen, round number 9, it's time to get naughty for 40. We are green down into 1 and 2. Look at Tucker working to the inside there on Clayton Tilley down through turn number 3 and 4. Top, bottom, and middle grooves starting to be utilized here on lap number 1. Tilley, he had to back out of the throttle as Tucker drifted up the racetrack. Now here comes Tyler Shell and 3-time world champion on the iRacing for the 410 Sprint Cars, Berger. Meanwhile, Shell going to shuffle Tilley back to position number 4, and here comes Tilley back to the inside on Shell, but Shell rockets around the outside back to position number 3.
Tyler Shell, caution.
People that are looking for that one, we have just pinned the comment. BJ, thank you very much for that one. I did ask Alex about 7 times. Nope, it's all good. We've got the link posted. It doesn't matter, so let's take a look. Your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. It is going to be Sean Bowers and Tyler Schultz here Let's take a look at what happened. I dare say it's going to be Tyler Schultz, who may have had some problems here down into 1 and 2. Ouch. Okay. I mean, we know he's got a new wrap on the car, but no need to try and knock those stickers off the race car. I mean, we know that car is fast. Just misjudged the turn. Tyler Schultz, the concrete wall came up very, very quickly. Bowers, no place to go in the 0-3 entry, and Tyler Schultz goes for a bit of a ride, as does Bowers in the 0-3, but Tyler Schultz ends up upside down.
So now, tough break for that 17 machine of Tyler Schultz. And that's an early ending to a night that it looked promising for him. But the one thing to keep an eye on, that 51 of Clayton Tilley had a good run in his heat race. Now here it's time. Can he hang with the big dogs of Kendall Tucker, Braden Eiler, Tyler Schell? Well, we'll find out because we're back underway.
Tyler Schell got a great launch down into turn number 1 and 2, rolls the bottom side. Eiler back to the outside. Schell second momentarily. Here comes Tucker. Here comes Bergeron. Meanwhile, look at Beerline up to position number 5. But Tucker around the outside, the right rear, in a piece of the concrete wall. Here comes a slide job by Alex Bergeron down into 1 and 2. But no, Tucker back to the outside, back to the inside on Tyler Schell. Slide job, 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4. Schell goes right through the middle. Tilly was working the inside of the racetrack, side by side. Good racing up front towards the top 5 in the main event. We work on completing lap number 6.
Kendall Tucker in the 3rd spot, Alex Bergeron in the 4th spot, and caution flags wave again.
All right, we've got Daniel Zegers in the Elbows Up Sim Sports 8Z entry. Man that we believe that might be at fault for this caution. That Flow Racing entry, we'll see what happens here as he looks to get into the back of Ernie Williams Jr. No, he doesn't. It's Tim Smith in the 50 machine. He just comes up, and there we go. That's the reason for the caution flag. And very lucky to have that car still back on all fours. And well, that could have been a hashtag blame Alex moment. But hey, Alex, what about the racing up front? Schell, Tucker, Tilley, and Bergeron. I got to say, Kenny Miller as well. He's been lightning quick here tonight.
Kenny Miller having a great night. As a lot of these guys, look at that top 5. You see the clean cut of Eiler, Schell, Bergeron, Tucker. But then you have Clayton Tilley in there, Kenny Miller, Aiden Beerline. Again, these are those young guns. Well, Clayton Tilley, not so much young. I like messing with him. He's not so much young. But those are the young guns up and coming here of Miller and Beerline. Even Harvey, and look, you got the veterans of Eiler, Schell, Tucker, Bergeron, Williams Jr. This league shows the best of every age group and every experience group.
Yeah, certainly not wrong. All right, lap number 7 is about to be complete once we go back to the green flag. 33 remaining. Eiler, Schell, Tucker, and Tilley, and Bergeron, your top 5. We go back to green. And it's going to be Eiler once again. Eiler and Schell to the cushion. Look at Tucker and Bergeron. They roll the bottom side. Here comes Tilley now working to the outside. Down into 3 and 4. And again, we go yellow very, very quickly. And I dare say that we might just be heading to a single file restart. Ernie Williams Jr., Josh Van Martin, Sean Bowers. A couple of drivers involved in this one. We'll have to take a look at what exactly happened on the start down into 1 and 2, and second time we've seen that. Ernie Williams Jr. just misjudges the turn on the entry to turn number 1. He gets hit there by the 21. That's Sebeske. Right now he's got no control over that car. Daniel Boyd catches a piece of him, and there goes Williams. Tough break for Ernie. And I think that Ernie Williams Jr., Kevin Fry, both drivers coming back to pit road, maybe getting some quick running repairs. 21 of Fry got some repairs, and as does Ernie Williams Jr. Alex, when these drivers come into the pits, I tell you what, the crews are very, very quick to get those cars repaired.
Oh yeah, these crews work tirelessly as you watch, on Dirt Vision and everything else. You see how quick, especially the dirt side of stuff. Everyone talks about how quick NASCAR pit crews do it. More or less experience in the dirt side, and yet these guys get it done just as fast.
All right, lights are out on the iRacing.com pace truck. We'll go back to green flag, and well, I thought we might have been going single file, seeing as though we just had a caution on a caution, but race control and the admins team that, well, we're still going to try this double file restart. 8 down once we go back to green, 32 remaining. Braden Nyla, well, he's been the pick of the bunch so far, but it's the battle between Shell, Tucker, Bergeron, and Tilly, and even Kenny Miller. Throw in Beerline, even Hayden Harvey as well. That's your top 8. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 3 wide for second, third, and fourth. Shell is going to have the advantage down into turn number 3. Tucker rolls the bottom side. Who's going to have position number 2 at the line? Give it to Shell. Tucker back to third, and Bergeron. He'll go to the cushion following Tyler Shell now. Tucker under pressure on the verge of jumping out of the top 3.
Bergeron in the 4th spot, Miller in 5th, but you see Kendall Tucker right now on the bottom. He's stuck there. That top side starting to pick up again. Now you see, here he goes. He's going to go up top, drift up top. Now Bergeron goes, you know what? I'll go here. Oh, contact. Oh, no.
And how about the 2 guys that happen to be, Tucker and Kenny Miller as well. Man, that was just absolute calamity in turns 3 and 4. Tucker, he's on his side. If he decides to come back out, he's going to have to wait a minute 45 to catch a virtual tow. Kenny Miller, who I believe he's called the virtual tow, as has Kevin Fry. I'll tell you what, Alex Bergeron, Tyler Shell, it's always going to be a hotly contested battle. And coming up after Kokomo last week, you are looking at what is a 30-point differential between Shell and Bergeron. Both those drivers involved in that accident. Kendall Tucker, who runs 3rd, he's 13 points behind Bergeron. He was involved in the accident. Braden Isla 4th. Well, he leads this one. And again, you got to wonder, does Bergeron get sent to, or does he get sent to the tail end of the field? And I got to say, rounding out the top 5, well, he's nowhere to be seen tonight. Mason Hannigan. Now, was he real life racing tonight?
I don't know. He was criticizing my picks a little earlier, so I don't know. He had time to criticize my picks, who knows?
We're actually still waiting on Mason to jump in the booth. We know he might be a little intimidated, but tell you who's not going to be intimidated is that 5 entry of Braden Isla. And, well, I got to say that Alex Bergeron, well, he's still got his position up near the front of the field. He'll restart on the outside of the front row.
Alex Bergeron stays up there. And right now, he has to have a semi-grin on his face with Tyler Shell back there. Uh-oh. Yeah. Tyler Shell out? No, he's back there. Yeah. He's still on track. So Tyler Shell's still on track, but that difference between them, that's close enough to 30 points here. So we might have maybe a 10-point difference if Bergeron can stay there and Shell can possibly, stay back there, but I guarantee Tyler Shell's looking to get into the top 10 once more.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be a man on a mission. We're just trying to keep an eye on the iRacing.com pace truck race control. There'll be a couple of them looking at this decision, and it is a big decision to make. The lights temporarily go out on the pace truck. We may just see him come back on. We'll have to wait and see. And it looks like still Bergeron is still holding up the outside of the front row. Lights are still off. Well, Alex, looks like we might be going green here in turns 4. So, again, the big story of the night at the moment. Tyler Shell back to 17th. Bergeron in 2nd position, but not for long. Look at Landon Cardoza running with the big boys. Kendall Tucker now finally starting to make his way on the exit of pit road. Beerline works to the outside on Cardoza. Beerline up to position number 4. And here comes Hayden Harvey. Talk about 2 young superstars. Alex making the name for themselves here at Cedar Lake.
And man, oh man, Beerline up there. Hayden Harvey up there. These guys have put together the good runs. You've seen them in World of Thunder. You see them here. You see them everywhere. Now Tilly gets in the wall. That's going to bunch up these cars here in the top 5. And now Beerline goes to the bottom side of Tilly, side by side. Battle for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Beerline done very well to miss him. And then Hayden Harvey, they go 3 wide. Harvey nearly got into the back of Beerline. Harvey to the outside into position number 4. And we are yellow. And this might be Tim Smith. In fact, Craig Silby and Timothy Smith, 2 drivers who more than likely going to be involved in the caution flag. So the 7 and the 50, keep an eye as they head off into 3 and 4. 2 separate incidences. So Silby, well, there was nothing wrong there with Craig Silby. And keep an eye on Tim Smith here. Again, we'll just go back just a little bit. Does he get tagged? Yeah, it looks like he got tagged there by Ernie Williams Jr. Well, in fact, there was contact there with the 8 or the Zegas, and that's what shot the 50 entry up. And well, race control and maybe Barney the iRacing flagman has decided to do something different and throw the yellow flag out tonight. Again, we do have a supporter giveaway. Again, for just $4.99 a month. If you're a supporter at the end of the month, you go in the draw to win $50 back in your back pocket. And again, drawing done at the end of the month. Again, more supporters, well, means more money. You have a chance to win. So again, it's up to you if you want to do it. But to be in it, to win it, or to win it, you've got to be in it. All right, lights are out on the iRacing.com page truck. Oh, Mason, good luck.
I'm gonna say sorry, Brett. I'm teaching Jerry. Jerry asked me, one of those young kids down there asked him a question and was using those, just the 3-letter words that weren't really words, and he was a little confused, so I had to help him out because our lingo's a little different. But green flag back out on the raceway. Bergeron, Eiler, as now Bergeron, he's going to take advantage of staying up there, and he's your new leader.
Well, not even the halfway point of the main event, and new leader Alex Bergeron, but here comes Eiler. Yellow is out. Eiler was, I got to say, I think he was going for the big slide job down into 3 and 4 to maybe get back and take back the race lead as we come under the caution flag once again. And, well, Alex, I've always voiced my opinion about this racetrack, and I've said it a number of times. I think this is a racetrack that tends to get topside dominant, but once you get out in front, I think that is all she wrote.
Oh yeah, I don't see the bottom side becoming a factor anymore here tonight. You might see it for a few more laps, but I think it's all going to be topside maybe. And like you told me before, it's going to be topside. That's it.
Maybe the slider line, if you're lucky. So we are not even halfway in the main event tonight. We've seen a number of caution flags. We've seen a track reset. I did say that, Alex, after the track reset, that the track was going to get slick, but I mean, not even half race distance in, and you look, there is not a whole lot of moisture. If you look at where Braden Eiler and Aiden Beerline running, there is a grip line in the middle, like 3/4 way up the racetrack in 1 and 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bergeron start to roll that line, or whether he just goes straight back to the cushion where it is so dominant.
It'll be interesting. We'll find out, because here goes Bergeron. Another good start. He goes right up to the top side here, as here comes the train. Beerline going to get around Tilly there, as Tilly was stuck in the middle after that restart. Now once more they go to the top side. Eiler goes to the middle side, and he's going to try and compete. Yeah,
Eiler, Beerline, Tilly around the outside of Hayden Harvey. Again, they work to the creek down into turn number 3 and 4. Bergeron runs the slide line. So the two lines that I did say that were here, they are doing that exactly. And now there goes, oh look, he goes 3/4 out the racetrack. He's now going to get a run. We'll cross flag 6, halfway home, 20 down, 20 to run. Look out. Well, the one car may have gotten into the wall. More might have been Beerline. But again, we stay green. 19 laps remaining. The right rear into the wall there for Braden Eiler. He loses a bit of ground to Alex Bergeron. Now here comes Beerline to the middle of the racetrack. But Tilly now trying to get around on the outside. Tilly, the right rear, bangs the creed. Slide job down into turn number 1 and 2.
Tilly throws the haymaker. Eiler goes back underneath. The 13A going to repay the favor to Tilly there, as he's going to slide up now. That battle for the third spot between the 51 and the 13A, but don't look now. Here comes that 114 Landon Cardoza about to knock on the door.
Slide jobs galore being thrown by Beerline and Clayton Tilly. It's a great battle for positions number 3 and 4. Beerline into the wall. Oh man, that was tight because Landon Cardozo, he's got the wing tongue back and he is just setting it up on the top side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, 15 remaining for your race leader of Alex Bergeron. To the bottom side he goes. Alex, I dare say, if we stay green, we might just be approaching lap traffic. Hayden Harvey, get to the infield side. Do not stop on the racetrack. No, we're going to go yellow. Maybe not. Wow.
Green flag stays out as Braden Eiler now. He is in there. As you see, the dust is kicking up once more here tonight. And there it is again. That battle for third between Beerline and Tilly. But there's Cardoza. He's been knocking on the door, and there's the caution flag.
Well, I was just going to say, Alex, can you go out and just clean the windows for us? I cannot see a thing. And how about Beerline? Man, he rolled the bottom side just then to get by Tilly. I'm not sure whether Tilly made the mistake or not up on the top side of the racetrack. But I got to say, Beerline, he was super quick on the bottom. And man, this dust, it can be a real killer. But I guess that's one of the beauties and one of the joyful things that iRacing have given us. We've seen a lot more dust over the past 3 or 4 days since the update has come out with Bristol and a whole bunch of other NASCAR and oval and road side of things.
And man, you know, it's tough to see sometimes, even for us up here, when you're going long green flag runs, the dust really kicks up. Imagine the view for these drivers. Brett, you probably drove a little bit more than I have since this new build. How do you think it is from a driver's perspective with all this dust?
I've done 3 UMP modified races, 2 at Bristol and 1 at Charlotte. The Charlotte one I didn't really notice because I didn't have anybody in front of me. Bristol, the first race, I got second, and again, didn't notice too much. The third one, I haven't really noticed it all that much from the cockpit of a UMP modified, but I mean, the tracks weren't this slick compared to what we had. I mean, they've been slick, but as Bristol, it's always going to be around the top side. Speaking of going around the top side, we'll see where Alex Bergeron decides to go. In fact, he's going to hook it down low down into turn number 1 and 2, and here comes Braden Eiler now looking for the race lead down into turn number 3. Slider line coming out from Bergeron. Eiler works back. Will he cross back to the inside? No. Bergeron going to shut the door down into turn number 1.
And look who's up here into the top 5 right now. That 8 machine for elbows up. Daniel Zager's up into the 5th spot as he is looking to put his name finally into a podium. He's had a fast car throughout this season, but still couldn't get into a podium. This one, he is closing in, and so is Bergeron right now in the lead as a caution flag.
We had a change. Yeah, we had a change for the race lead. Eiler put there. He got to the inside before the turn 1 entry, and he was able to hold on to the lead, but due to the caution flag, and we go back to the last recorded lap, it goes to the car that was in front at the start-finish line. According to this one, timing and scoring says Alex Bergeron. He's going to go back to the race lead, and with just 9 laps remaining, time is running out for Braden Eiler. He may have just shown his hand a little too early, and Alex Bergeron, you know he's not going to want to make that mistake once again.
Bergeron is going to show what makes him a 3-time defending World of Outlaw champion here with the simple moves, the simple mistakes that he capitalizes on from the rest of his opponents, and it's going to show here now that Eiler has shown that hand. But keep an eye on that 8 machine because he's coming up. Landon Cardozo also up 10 spots into 6th. So again, that 114 making a name for himself here tonight.
I'll tell you what, I'm already looking forward to Knoxville next week. The championship battle is going to be hotly contested. Tyler Schell out in 20th place. Bergeron has got a massive opportunity here to close that gap and potentially take the lead going into the final round of the season next week. We'll see what happens. We've still got 9 laps left to run in this one. A slow pace for Alex Bergeron. The green flag goes out and he drives away. He opens up nearly a 6/10 of a second advantage over Braden Eiler. Zegers to the inside there on Clayton Tilly. Zegers now from position number 9 looking for a podium. How about some other movers and shakers? Craig Silby up 14 positions right now, sitting inside the top 10. Zegers to the inside of Tilly. This is your battle for 3 and 4. Down into 3 and 4. Tilly on the top side, the 51. Zegers works to the middle of the racetrack. And how about Aiden Milon? Still holds on to a top 5 position. He now works the cushion through turn number 1 and 2.
Beerline holds a cushion right there, but you see Randolph Cardoza, they're right behind him. They're looking to sneak their way into a top 5. Zegers, he is closing in on that 51 of Tilly, and he's bringing a pack of wolves with him now as Clayton Tilly trying to still catch up, but Eiler, Bergeron, this battle is battling on with 5 to go.
5 to go. Isla to the inside. Slide job down into turn number 1 and 2. Braden Isla has the race lead. Bergeron back to the inside. A slider coming and return. Being served by Bergeron. Crossover down the front straight away. Give it to Alex Bergeron by about a very few thousandths of a second. He tapped the wall in the middle of 1 and 2. Isla this time by with 3 to run. Can he upset the 3-time World of Outlaws iRacing champion?
Braden Eiler up top. There goes Bergeron right back down to the bottom side. He is right over those tires. Eiler gets that high side run. Here comes Bergeron. You know what's coming. A slide job for the lead. 2 to run this time by Eiler. Had him at the line. Here goes Bergeron once more to the bottom side. The battle for the lead is on Eiler. Bergeron, here we go. White flag coming out. Slide job once more by Bergeron.
Isla and Bergeron dead heat nearly at the line. Bergeron to the bottom side. Isla on the top side of the racetrack. We're set for a barn burner of a finish down into turn number 3 and 4. Slider coming out by Alex Bergeron. Crossover by Braden Isla. Braden Isla going to win. He will be victorious here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Daniel Zegers home in 3rd place. Jason Randolph, Kendall Tucker going to round out your top 5. Wow, fireworks going off in the middle of the racetrack and fireworks on the racetrack. Wow, what a finish. Alex Bergeron and Braden Isla putting on an absolute belter of a main event in those last final 5 laps. Braden Isla gets the win confirmed. Alex Bergeron second. Third at the line is going to be Daniel Zegers, Jason Randolph, and Kendall Tucker will round out your top 5.
6th, it was Aiden Beerline, Landon Cardoza in 7th, Kenny Miller 8th, Timothy Smith, and Craig Silby. That is your top 10.
11th is going to go to Daniel Boyd. 12th will be Josh Van Maan and Trevor Frank. 13th, Ernie Williams Jr. 14th. 15th is going to be Clayton Tilly.
16th, it was Justin Osborne, Sean Bowers, Hayden Harvey, Kevin Fry, and Chris Sebeske. That was your top 20.
Tyler Schultz, Tyler Show, and Leon Carver. Home in 21, 22, and 23. Wow, wow, wow. What a finish here this evening. And how about giving it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Braden Isla. We're going to go straight down to victory lane and chat to the driver that gets the job done here tonight. And what a way to finish round number 9. Braden, congratulations on this victory. Man, what a last 9 laps it was since the last restart.
Yeah, that was fun. I thought there was going to be another repeat of Williams Grove where we have a bunch of yellows the last 20 laps and wouldn't really be able to race at all. But that last 10 was pretty fun. We got the race a little bit, and I kind of found the dominant line there in 3 and 4 and was able to get a better run off the corner. Other than that slider line or just straight up running the top. But, yeah, I was kind of... Based on what was going on most of the race, I was kind of getting scared that we were going to pace the rest of it.
Man, where did that speed come from those final 5 laps? Because on that restart, Alex there opened up nearly a 6/10 of advantage, and with what was going to be 8.5 to run, you just found a whole nother gear. Where did you find that speed from?
The car was hooked up the whole race. I just kind of that middle stage there, I kind of started missing my marks a little bit, and he got a good restart, got by, and then started running them down. Then we kind of got through that stage of the yellows, and then was really just felt like I was keeping more momentum than him, and was really helping me in the end result.
Championship night next week. Coming into tonight, you were 4th in the point standings. You were 7 points behind Kendall Tucker. You finish 4 spots ahead of him tonight. You closed the gap a little bit on Alex and Tyler as well, who had probably an unfortunate end to his night. But what is the game plan going into next week and championship night?
Pretty much, I got one guy I got to beat, and that's Kendall. So we're gonna try to race smart and points race it, and know what cars I got to play, and hopefully it'll roll decent.
No, buddy. Well done on the victory here tonight. Before we let you go, of course, sponsors on this race car, great team behind you. Who gets this done for you?
Yes, thanks everybody help us up Sport and Alex in a good race. Also, Wicked Energy Gum and Rivco Indy, BS Airlines, Flow Racing, Jessup Logistics, Hergot Real Estate. I'm sure I'm missing some, but just all the partners help us up, and appreciate everybody for putting this deal on.
Probably Anderson Speedway, Motorsport Speed. I think I've heard Catch Fans Apparel. I think I've heard.
You know him better than I do.
Yeah, I think I've heard Tyler Shell say him quite a few times. But Braden, well done on the win, and we'll see you next week at Knoxville, buddy.
Yep, we'll see it.
There we go, Braden Isler, ladies and gentlemen, your winner from Cedar Lake Speedway. Alex Robinson is caught up with our runner-up driver here tonight, Alex Bergeron.
Alex Bergeron coming home in second, and man, another instant classic. You've put on a lot of classics here for the Apex season, and now with Tyler Shell having an unfortunate finish, you in second. This is coming down to the wire going into Knoxville for a points championship.
Yeah, don't know how the championship will play out there. We definitely had a fast car. It was not fast enough to win the race tonight. I could not run the top in 1 and 2. It was more set up for the bottom 1 and 2, and it was not really there completely, but it was a great battle there with Braden, and it was clean. So I think we did a good race without that incident there. Just a normal slider, and everybody bunched up. So. Sucks to see it, but it's part of racing, and hopefully we can do great next week and maybe bring home the championship.
And now talk about this, not the best qualifying time. You qualified about 5th or 6th there, so you had to run a later heat race, but then that start on the heat race, you pulled away within the first lap, and it was one of those, you knew you were going to be in that top 5 for the rest of the night.
Yeah, like I said, we definitely had a good car early on. Just as the night goes on, we struggle a little bit, and definitely something to improve on for the next couple of races there on this track. Every track is different, and adjustments needs to be made to the cars, and it was not completely dialed in correctly tonight. So other than that, I think we definitely had a good car, and it was a good race overall. I mean, other than the yellows and a couple incidents there and there, I mean, I think it was a great race for the fans out there.
And now with a great car, you got to have a lot of great people behind you. Who is behind that number 12 machine?
Hi, everybody at Team ABR Esports, as always, Rebecca, Jason, all of our partners at Team ABR Esports, CSI Shocks, Pelagic at BK Designs, Wiring Farm Equipment, CBR Setup Shop, Stucco, and CD Symptography. And, you guys for broadcasting, thank you. And Apex Racing for putting this up and having us race on Thursday nights. And everybody helps us out. My dad for watching all the time. And, hopefully we can do great next week again.
Well, that is your second place finisher, the 12 of Alex Bergeron.
All right, well, let's chat to the driver that comes home in third place tonight, driving the 8Z for Elbows Up Sim Sports. It's Daniel Zegers. Dan, congratulations, buddy, on the third place finish here tonight. And, well, you started mid-pack. You had to start position number 9, but, man, you had this Flow Racing number 8Z hooked up and working anywhere you could go on this racetrack.
Man, what a race, and what a bunch of attrition there. Yeah, starting mid-pack, got turned, I want to say, on lap 5 or 6, go to the back, race my way back up through, and, man, it was hooked up. Yeah, man, what a race car. What a race, really, just all over the track, finding some grip. Yeah, man, it was good stuff.
Well, after the 5 heats and 2 B mains, were you paying attention to what the track was doing, and how many adjustments did you make from the time you went out from your heat race? I think it was, heat number 3, I think it was, would have been finishing third. What adjustments did you make to tighten that race car up or loosen it up, knowing that you guys were going to have a fresh racetrack at the start of the event, and at the end of the night, like we see, you have a very, very slick racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, it was all, for me, it was just all moving the wing throughout the race. Not a lot of changes to the car, but just running where you get comfortable, just whatever felt good. And, man, hats off to Braden on the win. Hell of a win for him, and Alex coming P2. But, yeah, car was set up fantastic. And, yeah, I honestly really don't know what to say. I mean, it was, we just found the groove, was able to find the moisture and kind of race around some of the attrition, and yeah, finished out pretty darn strong.
All I think you're sitting around 5th or 6th position there on the final restart with 9 to go. What was the game plan? What was the mentality like rolling under the yellow flag, and what was going to be your plan of attack for those next 9 laps to get to the checkered flag?
Yeah, I knew coming from the back, I knew I had a fast car, finding some of the grip, and a lot of the speed was up top, and some of those guys, they weren't trying to rip the fence down, and that's usually not where I like to spend a lot of my time, but it's like, man, if I want to move forward, I got to start hitting that. So just took a chance, went up there. Throttle control was in my mind. You want to run as fast as you can, but you just can't press that loud pedal as hard as you want, and that really helped. And just a lot of, I don't know, a lot of patience, I guess. Patience, but yet you want to press at the same time. So that was the idea, and it ended up paying off. So.
All right, well, it worked out from 9th position up to position number 3, picking up 6 spots. Daniel, congratulations on a 3rd place finish. Before we let you go and celebrate, of course, a 1-3 with your team here tonight. You've got some great spots on this race car, great people behind the scenes at the team. Who are those people? We'll let you thank them right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and just big shout out to the Elbows Up team as always. Like I said, congrats to Braden on the win. It's awesome to get the team 2 spots on the podium. But Flow Racing for coming on. Hit that Elbows Up Sim Spirit page to get the Flow Racing link to help out sim racing, and also dirt tracks around the world. Roofco, Catch Fence, Anderson Speedway, Jessup Logistics. Just everybody on the team again. I can't emphasize it enough. That's the lifeblood of what we're doing and how we're having a good time, and why we're going to keep having a good time. So, and thanks for you guys for putting this on. You do a fantastic job.
All right, buddy. Well done on 3rd place. And just quickly, will we see you next week, season finale at Knoxville?
Absolutely, baby. Knoxville. That's 15 miles from my house in real life. So, favorite track in the world. So hopefully can represent there as well.
We all know it's a real sprint car capital of the world, right? Not this PA stuff, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Get that PA posse out of here. Yeah. Knoxville, baby.
Yeah, hell yeah. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Well done to Dan Zegers coming home in 3rd place. Alex, well, what a way to wrap up the penultimate round of the series here at Cedar Lake Speedway. And again, I had my doubts about this racetrack, but man, Alex Bergeron, Braden Isla, those last 8 and a bit laps, they were absolutely phenomenal. Your final thoughts from yourself before we wrap this up?
Well, that was a phenomenal race up front between Isla Bergeron. But take a look, Kendall Tucker and Kenny Miller, both of them who people probably would have written off after their incidents and after their big wreck, but they came back on the track, both finishing in the top 10. So talk about, anything can happen here in the sport of racing, and it showed with Kendall Tucker finishing 5th after that major wreck. But next week, you have Braden Isler, Alex Bergeron, Kendall Tucker, and Tyler Schell. Those 4 drivers, they're going to be battling for every single point they can get at Knoxville to get that season championship.
Well, speaking of season championships, the defending champion of Tyler Schell finished down near the back of the pack. Again, Knoxville next week. Alex, one last thing before we go, of course, again, the story of why we have the hashtag Strong as a Mac on our screen here tonight.
Again, folks, Strong as a Mac. It is for one of the admins here for Apex, Brandon Morgan, his niece, Michaela Sheeb. She is 15 years old, and she has cancer. She's having surgery the 26th. There's a GoFundMe page. It is tagged into the comment section. Go support. Again, we come together as a family on iRacing. Everyone says, oh, it's just a game, but this family is strong, and somebody in our family is in need of help. Go support that family, the whole Morgan family, the Sheeb family, and keep them in your prayers.
All right, that'll wrap us up here on UltimateDirtTV. Round number 9 of the Apex Auto Glass and Tinting 410 Winged Sprint Car Series is complete. Season Championship, the season finale next week, live from the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Looking forward to this one. Going to be a great show next week. Again, a big thank you to, of course, Apex Auto Glass and Tinting and their support with the 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. And, of course, we also cover the 360, the B-Fins 360 Sprint Cars on a Wednesday night. But that'll wrap us up until next week. Again, a big thank you to, of course, World of Thunder Esports League, SRT Australia, Rocket Racing Setups, FEGPC, and Heatwave Designs. Check them out on all the social media pages on the World Wide Web. Give them likes, shares, follows. Keep up to date with the people that support sim racing. And until next time, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, the management behind the scenes, and on behalf of Alex Robinson, myself, Brett Wheeler, we say farewell, good night. We'll see you Sunday night with the World of Thunder Esports League.